It's always a great day. It's always a great start to the weekend when the Red Sox beat the Yankees. We're going to recap everything you need to know from last night's game, plus the new injury news surrounding Alex Bregman. But before we get into that, this Red Sox team is starting to come around. They're starting to look better. They're starting to bounce back. But you know what would make them even better? Is getting Alex Bregman back in that damn lineup. If you want Alex Bregman healthy as soon as possible, if you want him back in the lineup as soon as possible, put out the good vibes, like today's video. The goal on this is 100 likes. Can we do it? Lofty goal. If you want Bregman back as soon as possible, show me by liking today's video. Let's talk about the Bregman injury update. We got a substantial and very, I think, good major piece of injury news around Alex Bregman today. Mac Cerullo had basically what Bregman said. Bregman spoke to the media today and talked about it. He said that his injury is healing faster than expected, and he might not even have to go on a rehab assignment once he feels ready to play. What? Declined to offer any timeline, though he remains hopeful to return before the AllStar break. This is fantastic news. Bregman is integral to this team. He is one of the most important pieces of this team. This was the right-handed bat that you went and got in the offseason to offset all of the left-handed bats in your lineup. This was the person that was in the heart of your lineup. And this was the person that was really powering your offense until he got hurt. After Bregman got hurt, this team spiraled. They lost a bunch of games. They were getting swept. And now they've started to turn a corner. They've started to get better. They've started to win games, but they're close. Some fluky wins, one-run wins in extra innings, this, that, and the other. They need Bregman back in this lineup. I don't care if the big three are up here. You know, this is not a developmental year. We are not there yet. So I think that getting Bregman back as soon as possible is the most important thing that can happen to the Red Sox. And if that happens, we might be cooking with some gas if they are still in the race by then. You still got 2 more games against New York this weekend. Alex Cora talked about his rehab process and also alluded to not needing a rehab assignment. He said he's in a good spot mentally. He's made some progress, but I don't want to jump the gun and start thinking ahead. His at-bats will not change. Obviously, the timing will be a little bit off, but we'll get there when we get there. So, look, the fact that Bregman won't need a rehab start potentially saves you a week and some change of time wasted where Bregman could be in the lineup, but if he had to go on a rehab assignment, he would not be in the lineup. If you can get him back a week earlier than originally intended, that is 7 days, potentially if you have an off day, 6 games. That could be crucial by the time you get to the end of the season. If you can get Bregman back ASAP, and I'm not talking about next week or the next few weeks, but if you can get him back much quicker than we originally thought, that is a significant boost to this offense that desperately needs one. Now, there are some reports that people in the Red Sox front office are a little more pessimistic than Cora and Bregman. They don't think he'll be back in June, but they are still thinking maybe before the All-Star break. I don't know what's going to happen because I don't know the severity of the injury. We did see a video yesterday before the game of him running. Now, he wasn't like sprinting. It was like a jog. But the fact that he is out there doing his running program and the fact that he's healing much faster than originally thought and the fact that he might not need a rehab start, that's all fantastic news if you are a fan of the Boston Red Sox. Now, let me know down below in the comments, will he be back before the All-Star break? Will Alex Bregman lace up the cleats before the All-Star break in July? Let me know by typing a Y for yes if you think he will or an N for no if you think he will not. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's video. YouTube's going to put you an ad break right here Don't click off of the ad. It actually helps the channel grow, if you can believe it or not. Let the ad play, and while the ad is playing, go on down, answer today's pinned comment. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. All right, before we get on to the game, there was an interesting development that came out before the game regarding locker assignments, and I actually really, really like this. Roman Anthony's locker is sandwiched now. They moved his locker. It is now sandwiched between Alex Bregman and Jarren Duran. And I think this is fantastic. Two of the hearts and souls and leaders of this team taking, this young number one prospect under their wing, teaching him the ways, having conversations with him. We've seen Bregman and Anthony in the dugout every night since Anthony's been up, talking shop, chopping it up. And that's an incredibly important relationship that is being sparked in the dugout and in the clubhouse. Alex Bregman is a winner. He has won. He will continue to win. He has the veteran experience necessary to teach these young guys. And yes, we're talking about Roman Anthony, but the same is for Christian Campbell and Marcelo Mayer as well. But him having these long conversations with Roman Anthony during the game, his locker being sandwiched between Alex Bregman and Jarren Duran, this is the perfect opportunity for Roman to learn and grow and take this advice and recommendation and all of the teachings of these players to help mold him in to a real big league ball player. He's already showed the signs on the field, but, a lot comes with being the number one prospect in baseball. That doesn't just mean you have to perform on the field. And having that relationship with Bregman, being in between Bregman and Duran, I think is a very, very positive thing. I absolutely love it. Teach the new guys. Help the new guys grow. Help them learn. And this is another step in the right direction for the development of one Roman Anthony. Also, someone else tweeted, and I completely agree with them. I forget who it was, but that points to Roman's not going anywhere. They wouldn't have done that if next week when Wilyer gets back, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, Wilyer took swings today. Everything seems to be going well. He should be back for the San Francisco series next weekend. So that's another note as well. And then there's decisions that have to be made. When Wilyer gets back, who's going where? So, but it doesn't seem, at least, like Anthony's going anywhere. There was a lot of concern about Anthony going back down to AAA. But if you're going to sandwich him between Duran and Bregman in the locker room so he can continue to grow and learn, I don't think that points to Anthony going anywhere. So I think that's a good sign. And I think that he's here to stay. I could be wrong. Who knows? But that right there in particular, that effort, I don't think that he's going anywhere. We're going to talk about the game here in 1 second, but first, if you've not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We got to our goal of 2,200. We are less than 50 away already. Thank you all so much to everyone that subscribed in the past, few days. We are less than 50 subscribers away from our next goal of 2,300 subscribers. So if you love daily Red Sox videos, short form content, everything under the sun, injury news, trade rumors, all of it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't miss out. Join the family, and you will not regret it. I promise. We love that dirty water. The Red Sox win 2-1 in 10 over the New York Yankees. They are now 1 game below 500. They've clawed their way back, and now 8.5 games out in the AL East. It still seems daunting. It does. But you've done enough to stay at least a little bit relevant. I actually want to see where they are in the wild card standings, because I've really just been focusing on the the standings in the East. But I mean, folks, they're now sitting 2 games back on the wild card. So they were like 4.5, 5 games back like a week ago. Now they are only 2 games back in the wild card. So they are still very much in this, and they need to keep stringing these wins together, because this is, again, a very crucial point in the season. It's the Garrett Crochet day. That's all I got to say. 8 1/3, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 7 Ks. Talk about coming out and responding to the 5-run game last weekend in the Bronx. He looked fabulous. He struck out Aaron Judge. The first 6 at-bats that they had against each other this season, Garrett Crochet struck him out all 6 at-bats. He absolutely owned Aaron Judge. And honestly, even after the home run in the 9th, I still think he owns Aaron Judge. He is up 6-1 in at-bats, and he is absolutely killing it. Yet, really not much going for the Yankees tonight. You have the home run in the 9th. It happened. It sucked. It did not feel good. You leave a ball middle. Judge is going to hit it. Judge is one of the greatest to do it, in our generation, and he will probably go down as one of the greatest to ever do it. You don't leave that pitch over the middle because he will attack it, and he hit an absolute moonshot over the Green Monster to tie up the game in the 9th. It would have been great for him to get the shutout, the complete game shutout, but it just wasn't in the cards. But nonetheless, everyone's going to be talking about that home run. Everyone's going to be memeing Garrett Crochet and everything for that home run of Aaron Judge. That's what everyone's going to be talking about. But do not let that distract from the fact that Garrett Crochet absolutely dominated the New York Yankees for 8 innings of work. 8 1/3. He dominated New York last night. And that's a great sign to see. That's a great sign to see. Greatest outing, A, B, C, D, or F. I mean, I was going to give it an A+. I'm going to give it an A- because he gave up the home run, but he dominated the rest of the game. You can't really ask much more from your ace. 1 run on most nights will win you a ball game. So they just need to give him more run support. But we're going to talk about that in a second. But again, go down below, A, B, C, D, or F. Grade Garrett Crochet's outing for me today. Carlos Narvaez, man. Carlos Narvaez, he's the hero. It's so crazy to me that the Yankees gave the Red Sox Carlos Narvaez for basically free. Narvaez is the second hero of the night, not named Garrett Crochet, specifically for 2 reasons. They both came in the 10th inning when it mattered the most. In the top of the 10th, Anthony Volpe tries to steal third. I don't know why they were sending him there. It made absolutely no sense. Throws him out at third. The clutchest play of the night, desperately needed play. And then he walks up in the bottom of the 10th and hits an absolute rocket off the Green Monster to give the Red Sox the walk-off win. Carlos Narvaez has been a revelation this year for the Red Sox, and you have found your catcher of the future. This trade, nobody saw this trade going as well as it did. But Carlos Narvaez has proved everyone wrong and has been one of the bright spots on a team that has struggled mightily for a majority of this season. The Carlos Narvaez show is here, and I'm so happy that it exists. I'm so happy he's on our team. The rest of the team really didn't do much. The Red Sox had 6 hits, or 6 walks, excuse me. They had 6 hits as well. And Narvaez had 2 of the walks, by the way. He had a great night tonight. I am concerned about the offense. You get the run in the 2nd. Trevor Story gets on base. Ceddanne Rafaela hits him in. Great work by them. But then you don't score another run until the 10th. It's concerning to say the least. Again, this team's over-reliance on the home run is their Achilles heel. Put together some good at-bats tonight. Got some clutch hits in the 2nd and in the 10th. But, you strike out 9 times. Most people have hits. Roman Anthony went hitless tonight. Abraham Toro went hitless tonight. Christian Campbell went hitless tonight. 1 run is not going to do it. Thankfully, they had the clutch gene and pulled it out in the 10th. But most other nights, They've lost those games. It's because the offense. Garrett Crochet is, I believe, 7-5 now. Does he get the win for that? No, Garrett Whitlock gets the win for that. So he's not even. What is his record? He's 6-4. And the reason why you haven't won more of those games when you really should have is because your offense is not giving him any run support whatsoever. The Red Sox got to figure this out. Maybe Alex Bregman is the catalyst. I don't know. But they cannot keep not giving their starters run support when the starters pitch well. It cannot happen. It's so rare that they put together a complete team win. It's so rare. And that scares me because you're winning some of these games now, which is great. But are you going to keep winning? Or are you going to fall back into your old ways? Only time will tell. You let me know down below in the comments. Are the Red Sox going to win this series? They only got to win one more game to win this series. They got the edge in game number 1. Today is Carlos Rodon versus Hunter Dobbins. Kind of like the matchup, I'm not going to lie. I kind of like the matchup. I'm not going to lie. I think you got to win today. Because then you got Bayo versus Fried, and I think Fried is clearly the favorite in that game. So if you want to win the series, I kind of think you got to win today. But you let me know. Do they win the series? Just comment yes or no down below in the comments. And again, make sure you subscribe. We're going to have a short after the game tonight. And then tomorrow morning, we'll have yet another video recapping everything you need to know. So join the family. Help us get to 2,300 subscribers. Thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, go Sox.